We're gonna call the meeting to order. Um, First item on the agenda, we will go over the approval of the minutes of the July 14th meeting. I believe that was an informational only meeting because we didn't have quorum to vote on anything. So we just discussed some items that day. So can I get a motion to approve the minutes for the July 14th meeting?
Second. Yep, a second.
Okay. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Anybody oppose? None oppose. Motion carries. Third item, public comments. Guy, do you? Nobody from the public is in attendance today. So, Guy, did you receive anything through electronic submission for comments?
No comments.
No public comments. We'll carry on to the next item. 3 reports.
All right, so this time of year, we apply for the Mid-American Trees Please grant. We haven't decided exactly where we want to go with them yet, but the application is due by December 30th, and I just want to let you know that we will be applying for that again. Moving on to Tree City USA, this is for the 2021 season. So everything that we've done tree-related this year, to become a Tree City USA, you have to be certified every year. So that application is also due December 30th. So we'll have to get that together.
So this says 2021. Is it for next year then, or is it?
No. So the Tree City USA, this application is for the year 2021,
Got it.
and then if you get awarded, it's for the year 2021.
2022. Got it. Oh, 2021. Okay, got it.
But the Mid-American Trees Please, that is
2022.
2022. That's for next year.
Okay.
Application. So we're gonna have to come up with a place that we'd want to put trees. Here recently, it's been the dog park, but
Okay.
we'll probably find another spot this year. October 2nd, the Iowa DNR, the community we had a community forestry tree planting and it was funded by a grant through the DNR. It was a derecho grant. We received $5,000. It's a match grant, so the city had to put in $5,000 also, but it was a good way to get additional trees. We planted 32 trees on October. Well, I guess we didn't plant them all on October 2nd. We planted quite a few of them ahead of time, but we left a few for each site. We had participation from this board, from the public, city council, city staff, the Department of Natural Resources. They had a couple people there. We talked about tree care, proper planning, proper long-term, short-term maintenance, touched a little bit on the emerald ash borer, and then we planted a tree, and then we spread off and went in and we planted trees at Beaver Creek Park, Broadmoor Park, Centennial Park, Fox Run Park, Ben Meadows Park, and the Mead Barn. So those are the sites that we planted trees on October 2nd. And we had people from the public from those particular areas. Some of them came out and helped us plant. And we kind of had another little mini workshop on how to properly plant trees. So it went over well.
Did that take care of all the 32
Yeah.
trees that we have then? Okay.
Yes,
No-
that on October 2nd, we finished all the
Okay.
32 trees. They were
Alright.
planted and all doing well.
Okay.
Just to touch base on tree trimming, I just wanted to update that we have completed a lot of tree trimming this year. A lot of it was due to derecho. A lot of those broken branches and things like that you really didn't see until a little bit later when you have a tree all greened up and then you see a dead branch. So we spent majority of summer with a crew trimming a lot of trees.
Okay.
So it's still going to be ongoing. The DNR did a tree inventory for us last year, and they pointed out some trees that needed to be removed, and we've been kind of working on that list also.
Okay. Quick question on tree trimming. Is this a good time is there like a specific time for some type of tree trimming?
Yes.
Just kind of help the public out there
Yeah.
if they would like to trim some type of trees that they have to note that this is the right season for this type of tree. Or...
Yeah, so this is the right season for pretty much every tree except oaks.
Okay.
Oaks, you really want them to be dormant, so like springtime, or later or going into spring before they leaf.
Sure.
That's really the best time because right now stuff is going down,
Sure.
the trees, and they're not necessarily dormant. So, and the reason why you don't do oaks this time of year has a lot to do with it's the blight. It's blight. It's kind of
Fungus.
fungus, yes. And if
Well-
you wound an oak tree right now, that fungus spore can over to other oak
Okay.
trees. So now's not the best time to do an oak.
Okay.
Not saying if you have a branch on one that's wounded already,
Right.
go ahead and cut it off, but
Okay.
you're better off to wait on oaks. But
Okay.
any other trees, now's a pretty good time.
Okay. Thank you. Any questions on trimming? No.
I just wanted to bring up Emerald Ash Borer again. It is definitely in North Liberty. It's hitting North Liberty pretty hard. So if the public would like any resources on that, our website actually does. If you go on there, there's an Emerald Ash Borer click that you can click on, and it will take you to some information that you can actually go to, like the Iowa DNR, the ISU. They both have great publications on EAB, and our site actually has a pretty good little spiel on it too. So I just want, if anybody wants any questions answered on EAB, those resources are out there. So
What is
And-
what is the first sign of EABs on the trees or in the trees?
yeah, you'll start seeing top die out, like the tops of the ash trees will start dying out. And it takes about 5 years to actually finish killing them. But you also see like exit wounds where the beetles actually have exited the tree. You'll see like hollowed out, like towards the base, about head high up. You'll see a bark that is hollow underneath of it, and you can take that bark and scrape it away, and then you'll see these galleries behind it that the larvae has worked its way through it. But yeah, you'll first start seeing, if you start seeing die out on the top, it's a pretty good sign. But if you're not treating an ash tree right now, it's gonna get it. So if you have an ash tree,
And as far as the city, are we treating most of them, or are we just planning on cutting and replacing, or
yeah,
what combination of both?
we have been treating for the last 5 years. We've been alternating treatment methods, but we're kind of only doing our younger trees. Anything above, let's say 20 inches is probably cost effectively is too much to treat that size of a tree. What your goal is to treat now, if you can do it for 10 years while the Emerald Ash Borer is here, maybe 10 years, might be longer, but they tend to move through. And once they move through, you may not have to treat if you've saved your tree. But like I say, we have 150 or so ash trees that we've been. Maybe it's a little less than that, but we've been treating for a while now, just in preparation. And so far it's been doing okay with our city trees.
Thank you.
But the main reason why I wanted to bring this up was, that there is publications out there or anything or other things that if people want to find out more information on it. So
Thank you. All right, next item, Stormwater Report.
Yeah, so we had October is a pretty busy month. This year especially, we had the DNR came and audited our permit that we have, the state held stormwater permit. That was a day interview with the DNR, covering all points in our permit. The results were good. We had no violations or nothing bad to say really. A few small comments, but everything is being done that needs to be done for the permit, which is good news because it's a pretty in-depth inspection and interview. So the city did well on that. And also the same month in October, our annual report was due. I got that in on time. Everything went well with that. No questions they had for us when they read through that riveting article that I gave them. I just wanted to touch a little bit on the snow and the ice is coming salt usage here in town. You know, the city itself, we monitor our usage very closely, and we put in, I don't want to say the absolute minimum, but we do the prescribed applications that, you know, we don't oversalt anything. But you do see a lot on private driveways and sidewalks, people just dump salt on there. It really doesn't take very much salt at all. So just kind of be aware that you don't have to put 50 pounds on your walkway in front of your house. It just takes a few pounds, you know, depending on the size and everything. Also, when it gets, I can't remember the exact temperature, you probably know, the salt just stops working at a
Right.
point, you know, and so it's no point in just dumping more and more on there. It's not doing anything anyway. So
It actually makes it slicker sometimes.
yeah, so we just kind of watch your usage out there. We don't need that much salt. All that gets to Muddy Creek and in the storm sewers and all that. So, you know, just kind of be aware of that, and that's coming, I think, sooner than some would like.
Does the city have information on, I guess, the website for new residents if they want to go for a less, what do you call it, abrasive solution like sand mixture, or at the not the grocery store, but at the hardware store like Lowe's or Ace, if they have, if the city has recommendation on get this type of snow anti-slippering material because it's got less salt and more sand or something like that. Do we have that kind of stuff available?
I don't know if we have anything on our website like that.
I don't think so.
You know, I think your best bet there is probably just getting on Google and ask them. You know, there's so many things out there from
We
salts, not salts, and
We tend to use like a three-way product that's not just all salt. There's some potassium chloride in it, and there's some other magnesium in it. It's not all sodium. So
Okay. The other question, anybody else chime in too? The other question I had was, I think the city put out communication on, we have a lot of leaves dropping right now, and people are supposed to bring dropped leaves up to the curb. Last meeting, we talked a lot about grass clipping going to the creeks and creating issues for fish. What does the dry leaves do to our creeks as well if they're not blown off the driveway? I mean, not the driveway, but the streets onto the curb, and they get into the storm intake. What kind of damage do we see to our creek? With the
it's not the same as grass clippings.
okay,
Grass clippings are green. They have a lot of nitrogen in them. Leaves are dry. They won't have the nitrogen source until they've actually been composted.
okay,
yeah, we see mostly just of a blockage with the leaves
okay,
more than anything. And they usually will flush through just fine. It's usually when they get caught up with other garbage
okay.
is when we'll see them causing blockages, and then we'll just have to go in and clean those out.
How long does the city suck up the leaves? Is it just depending on how many?
I believe it's on the website, and I know they'll have another run in the springtime too. But I know a lot of it's weather related. I'm sure after this wind and predicted snow that we have, we're gonna have a lot more leaves come down.
Right.
So
So how many weeks is it that the city will go out and collect the leaves or lawn clippings or whatever?
good question. I can't honestly say that because the street department takes care of all the leaf collection,
Okay,
and I guess I haven't looked at it. That's good. I should have looked at it prior, so I could have given you that information on their actual time frame of leaf pickup. But I know it's on the website.
okay.
Any other question? Storm water related? Okay. Move on to old business. Anybody got anything they want to talk about from old?
Anything from you, Dries? She's still there?
Yep.
Yep, I'm here.
All right.
No, I'm fine.
Okay.
All right.
I will note that, we also had a, stormwater, oh my God, an audit at the University of Iowa at the same time that Mike did. So, not that bears any importance on North Liberty, but, it was just kind of interesting. I didn't realize that you guys had yours as well. And I'm glad to see that, 955, you're putting in a bunch of stormwater stuff along the new road.
Very good. Thank you.
All right. Next item, new business. Okay.
Nope, I have none.
Next item would be our next meeting, scheduled for January 12th, 2022 at 7 p.m.
Yep.
Um,
We normally talk a little bit about the upcoming spring, like the Muddy Creek cleanup, because our meeting will probably fall after that actual date of Muddy Creek cleanup.
Okay.
So
So this year we had a pretty good turnout for that Muddy Creek cleanup, thanks to the couple of local
Boy Scouts,
youth.
Cub Scouts.
Yep. So again, it was a rainy day, cold rainy day, but it was pretty interesting. That was my first year doing that cleanup, and amazing how much debris we pulled out of there. So
If you've noticed, if you walk our trail,
Mhm.
you'll see a lot of new trash receptacles. A resident donated $5,000
oh, wow.
to help purchase more additional trash receptacles, just to help kind of keep the trail / creek cleaned up a little better. So
Okay. Thank you for that.
Very nice.
So yeah, I would invite the public to stay informed and kind of hopefully come out and help clean it up and learn and take care of some of the natural resources we have within our community. So next item is adjournment. If anybody doesn't have anything,
That's it.
thank you everyone for coming.
all right. Can I get a
Thank you.
motion to adjourn
Motion to adjourn.
and a second?
Second?
All right. All in favor, say aye. Aye.
Aye.
None opposed. Motion carries, and we are adjourned. Thank you, everybody.
Yep.